What's up, everyone? It is Monday, August 6th, and this is episode 27 of the Daily Comic. I'm Jimmy Bird, and this is a show where I read one comic book a day and then come here and tell you what I think of that comic. And today's comic is X-Men Gold Annual Number 2. Can you get a good look at that cover? And I don't understand annuals. Maybe somebody out there who's smarter than me can explain the annuals to me. But I've always had a question about these. Why do they exist? I feel like the creators, say for instance, the creators of X-Men Gold are working hard to create a narrative and a storyline and to move it forward and to create something exciting. And here is this one more comic book tacked onto that that's outside of that continuity. Or it's maybe just a cash grab by Marvel, DC, or whatever company is putting out that annual. But I've never understood annuals. Maybe it's meeting a demand that I don't understand, but I've never understood the idea behind the annuals. They're usually bigger stories. They have a start, middle, and end that's totally outside of the ongoing narrative, which is fun, I guess, if you're looking for some sort of X-Men comic book that is not, you're afraid of jumping in because X-Men Gold's on issue 31, 32, I think. The wedding issue was number 30, and you're just afraid of jumping into that, but you want to read an X-Men comic. This is a good place. Usually they cost more than a regular comic book. They're a little bit bigger, but they cost more. So I just don't see the benefits of the annual comic. Maybe you guys can explain it to me in the comments below. But I've always just looked at some sort of weird cash grab by the companies that are making them. So that being said, I read X-Men Gold because it came out, and I was like, what's the deals with the annuals? I read the first few X-Men Gold when they appeared, X-Men 1 through 5, I think it was, and it wasn't bad. I just wasn't really into it, so I stopped reading it, and then I picked this up, and I was like, let's give this a shot, and I gotta tell you, I just was not impressed with this at all. With my already kind of disdain for the annual and what it stands for, I just did not like this at all. I felt it was pointless. Like, it's not bad. It's not bad writing. It's not bad art. It does a really good story, or it does a good job telling the story. I guess the art works really well with it. It's just pointless. That's the only word that comes to my mind when I think of X-Men Gold Annual Number 2 is pointless. We don't need this. We don't need to hear this story. The basic premise is that we go back a little bit of time. It's a flashback comic dealing with Kitty Pryde as she was a teenager. I know a lot of fans, you grew up with Kitty Pryde, now she's the leader of X-Men Gold, and maybe this is a fun trot down memory lane for you to see the Kitty Pryde that you know and love. But here she is. She's running away from the Xavier Mansion for the summer to summer camp, and there's some things that happen, and there's no real resolution. She's trying to be normal. She's trying to not be normal. Then something happens, and then there's no resolution. There's no true resolution. And there's something else that happens. I guess that's a big deal, but I'm not sure why. I don't want to ruin it for you if you do want to read this. There's an event that happens, and again, it's not that big a deal. But if you're a huge Kitty Pryde fan, you'll be like, "Oh, that's cute. Now I've seen that," and blah blah blah. But all in all, I was not impressed with X-Men Gold Annual Number 2. Unless you're really an X-Men fan or you've been reading X-Men Gold, I mean, maybe this is cool with the events that's going on with X-Men Gold and the wedding and the not wedding. Maybe this kind of brings new light to Kitty Pryde as a character, but this is solely focused on Kitty Pryde and a camp trip she took back when she was a teenager, so years ago. It's a flashback episode. Like I said, all I can think of the word is pointless. But maybe I'm off base. Am I? You can tell me in the comments below. You can tell me what you think I should read next. You can like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. Tell me how we can make this show better. Tomorrow is episode 28, which makes 4 weeks we've been doing this, and that's amazing. I'm still not sure what I'm going to read, but all I know is I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.